Hello, my name is Jacob Shares. I am your student's Intro to Engineering Design teacher this year. I just wanted to introduce myself, show you around the class webpage, explain a little bit about how this class works and what it is, and that'll be just about it. So I've been teaching here at City High School for 9 years, I believe, and I think I've been teaching this engineering class for about 6 of those years. This is a very interesting class. It's part of our Project Lead the Way series, which is focused on kind of getting students interested in engineering and even getting them some college credit while they're in high school. So some very exciting things that your students have access to here. So first of all, let's just kind of walk through this Canvas page that you can see what your student sees and where they can find things if they ever need anything outside of class. So the only tab when your student clicks on my page that they can see is this home page. Everything is going to be linked off of that. I'm going to minimize myself here. On this page, they've got my email address, but most importantly, they have this calendar. And so right now, this is still in the August calendar, even though we got the last few days of September there. But on this calendar, they're going to find a link to whatever it is that we are doing that day, or sometimes multiple things. So for example, today happens to be the 2nd, and we are working on activity 1.1.3, which is concept sketching. So under this link, if they follow that, they're going to get a page, the assignment page that they can go to. So this happens to be the assignment that they'll be able to turn it in right here and everything. There are some links to some resources for students. This one happens to link directly to our Project Lead the Way page, where they can log in and see things like videos and resources. So they've got here a video on concept sketching. They've got some sketching tips, as long as some directions for how to do some of the sketching. This is a great resource if they happen to miss a day in class. I'll also put in any PDF handouts that they might want right here. So here's a helpful little PDF that might get them started if they're having some trouble getting something going with this activity. Then there's the directions and directions for how to turn in the assignment. They'll always just click here on Start Assignment, and then they can either upload a file, they can even use their webcam to turn in a file. What I suggest, if they happen to have a smartphone, is to actually download the Canvas app, and they can just use their phone right in the app to take a picture of their assignment, and it just automatically turns it in. It's pretty great, but their Chromebooks can do the same thing if they don't have that smartphone. Other things that I would like to talk about here is how this class is graded. So this class has 3 major components, and they are engineering professionalism, practice and formative assessments, and then projects and summative assessments. Engineering professionalism is going to be kind of that group work, like assessing how well they're working in their groups. That is a big focus of this class in particular, is how well students communicate with their peers, communicate with their teacher, and behave like an engineer would in a professional setting. So that's what that part is for. Practice and formative assessments are going to be things like daily activities. If something takes us 1 or 2 days, it's probably going into that grade. And then the final grading category is projects and assessments. These are typically going to be things that take us a week, 2 weeks, up to like 4 or 5 weeks. Something that long will always be broken down into pieces. And so each of those pieces might take 2 or 3 or 4 days. And there might be 4 or 5 different parts of a given project that are assessed separately. As far as tests go, there really aren't any tests in this class. The projects themselves serve as the assessments. In the gradebook, you're going to see a couple of different things. Especially for the practice and formative assessments, you're going to see these marks instead of an actual number grade. So if a student has done everything above and beyond the expectations that I could have, then they're going to get an A. If they're kind of just meeting those expectations, they're not going above what I think most students should be able to do, then they're at a B, and you kind of go down from there, all the way down to an F, basically meaning that they either didn't complete it at all, or that it was really completed at a level that's just not an acceptable level for that activity. Projects and assessments will be graded with rubrics. And so those will actually show points for the most part in Infinite Campus, but there'll be a rubric in Canvas that'll show how those points were assigned for different parts of that project. And so that's how those are being graded. And what you'll see, you might not see 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10, you'll just see an A in that grade for those. The final thing I'd like to mention here is just a reminder that this is a dual enrollment class.